Hello everybody, welcome back to Sports Card Connections, and today we head down to Mexico on our World Card Tour. I had said it would be Mexico and the Caribbean, but I think Mexico is going to take too long, so we may need to do the Caribbean next time. Let's take a look at some cards. There's typical examples, but Mexico is kind of a wild, wild west of card collecting. What exists down there, who knows? It's things turn up that have never been seen before, and you never know quite what you're going to run into. However, it's a buyer beware situation, and I'll go in more detail when we get to baseball. We're going to start with soccer, Mexico's national sport. Of course, soccer and baseball are the two big sports there, and those are the cards you're going to find. For soccer, you have varieties that are all over the place. Here's a typical, now Panini, of course, if there's a soccer league, they make a sticker book for it. These just happen to be from 2010. Typical, this is Club America's logo, and Guillermo Ochoa, their goalie, that's cards number 1 and 2. A typical Panini type set. They do these for leagues all over the world, so these are relatively simple and easy to find. They show up quite often and are very typical of the the type of sets that you see in Europe and other South American countries, as Panini has almost all the soccer leagues in the world with rights to do their cards. So the sticker sets are common. Then we move on to some cards from 2004. These are by photographs by Memo Garcia. It says all rights reserved. These can turn up sometimes on eBay. That's Rafael Marquez playing for the Morelia. These cards are very similar to a Memo Garcia baseball set, also from 2005. So they look very much the same. And there's Flavio Davino. And those are the two I pulled. They have the clubs that they've played for on the back. They aren't numbered real well. As you may see, it's a weird numbering system. Like this is Morelia number 6, UAG number 2. And so there's a first and second series on these at least. But these do show up sometimes on eBay. And they're another, just like, how many in the set? Well, I really don't know. This is one of those typical that Mexican sets where you really don't know what's going on. It does say soccer cards with the club logos up there. Also in this time frame, in 2004, Bimbo Cakes did a set of European teams. Here's Tim Howard when he was the goalkeeper for Manchester United. These cards are not numbered either. It's only about 5 teams. These are the two I pulled, Christiano, Renaldo, and Tim Howard. These are from 04-05. Bimbo Cakes is the largest snack cake company in North America. They also did this set for the Mexican League. Jared Borgetti of Santos. And the backs like that, not numbered. Another set that's slightly different, longtime veteran Carlos Hermosillo with Guadalajara Chivas said, oh, they have a Bimbo kind of signs along the back, make it look like a stadium setup. Backs are totally different, more information on the player. Again, cards are not numbered. So it's kind of like what you find is what you find. Futbol Total magazine did an interesting set in the early 2000s. Players from all over the world. It's card number 1, Giovanni dos Santos when he was with Barcelona. And these were perforated and came inside the magazine. It's a Mexican soccer magazine. There's Emmanuel Adebayor of Arsenal. And Daniel Luduena of Laguna Santos. Just 3 examples. How big's the set? I don't know. I've never researched it. I have them numbered up to plus 80 or higher. So who knows? It's a large amount. Also, you'll see these on eBay. These are nice cards, but there's only 4 clubs made. And guess what? They're not numbered. But you'll see unopened box cards on a Michigan, for example, has unopened box of these quite often, sometimes even a case. They actually, I see there is a number 30 on the front, yeah, but I think they're numbered within the team, not as a overall checklist. So anyways, there's Navarrete of America. So those are some typical more recent releases going on in Mexico. Now we're going to go to some cards you won't see very often. These are from 1960. These are very unusual. They are a little oversized, as you can see. They are paper thin, and all the ones I have were tacked up on somebody's wall. If they're blank backed, if the card number's on the front, as you see here, you can see through them. They're very thin, but it's very exhaustive. Those are 300 cards in this set. Bernardo Hernandez of Atlante. Here we have Luis Moreira of Pumas. UNAM, he scored the very first goal for Pumas, now a prominent team when they were first promoted to the top division in Mexico. But if there's no card number on the front, as you see with this Chivas player Perez, then on the back you'll get this. You get the card number, a pennant, and a little blurb about the player. So I have about 100 of these, and probably only 25 of them or so have the pennant on the back. Most of them are the blank back variety. Antonio Carbajal of León, their captain and their goalie. And again, there you see Leones. It'll have the team nickname, so the León Lions. And the little drawing, the action drawing on the back. These do not show up very often. Carlos Milac of Irapuato. I've seen them offered a few times. So it's the Mexican First Division, but it's also some other teams. Here's Deleu of Sao Paulo in Brazil. And all the Sao Paulo players I have are wearing a green suit and tie. So promotional photos probably because maybe they came and played some friendly matches there against the Mexican League teams. They are included. Valencia in Spain. Here's their striker Waldo. They are included. I have one card for Partizan Belgrade, Radoslav Besiak. And so they're in there. And all-time great from Chile, Lionel Sanchez. And there he is with Universidad de Chile. But for some reason, that's Real Sociedad of Spain. That's their logo. That doesn't belong on there. Universidad de Chile uses the owls as their logo. We'll now switch on our final soccer one to a 1978 set issued for the 78 World Cup. You occasionally see these. There's Dino Zoff of Italy, their all-time great goalkeeper. Now, this set uses photos. You can see they have a puzzle back or a blank back. That's my writing, right? Adding the player's first name on the back. They're numbered over 400. The photos you will see in other sticker sets. Monty Gum did a set for the 78 World Cup. And there's some sticker sets. Some of the photos you'll see there. But there is a controversy. There is a seller on eBay that's been trying to call these Topps Mexican cards for years. He has an unopened box he wants like $2,500 for. But if you can see, I hope it shows up, way down there in the bottom. See the tiny writing? Well, where it says EAM and KPA, that's Americana Munic. They did sets for, like I have some French cards from the French League. That's their logo. The guy has shown pictures of the box, all sides, top, back, front, the wrapper, everything. There isn't a thing about Topps. He calls it a Topps subsidiary. It has nothing to do with Topps. This company did these cards. And, you know, he has a box of them. There's only 2 cards per pack. He wants $24 to $25. That's $2,500. So that's for 72 cards. So no, not much of a deal. So we have Dino Zoff, Dominique Bathanet of France. Of course, he also mentions that England was not included. They did not qualify for the 78 World Cup. Archie Gemmill of Scotland. Leonardo Cuellar of Mexico. Jacinto Fischetti, the Italian captain. Very famous player. Fabio Capello, also known as a manager. The great Kenny Dalglish from Celtic and Liverpool, playing for Scotland. Gordon McQueen of Scotland. It included team cards. There's Iran. Pre-Islamic Revolution. Mario Kempes for Argentina, who won the cup. Netherlands team, Hollanda, as you can see, Holland. Ricardo Villa, who had also a prominent career playing in England, also managed in England. The great Kaz Dana of Poland. And this set also included posters that have been issued for all previous World Cups by whoever, including this one. But there's a 1958 poster when Sweden hosted. And how do you get that more in focus here? And they also issued stamps. You know, countries usually issue stamps when they host a World Cup. And here's some 1950 for Brazil. So the team colors will be on the side of all the cards. The blue and white, because Argentina will be on every side. They hosted, and then each country's colors over here. But again, these are not Topps cards, and never were Topps cards. Let's switch to baseball. Now let's talk about the Wild West. Okay, Mexico, what's down there, what's available, who knows? It's people go down there and find things occasionally, but there's some sellers on eBay. They are putting up sets that appear to be from the 1940s or 50s, and good luck with that, because some of them are real and some of them are not. So it's a real buyer beware. If you see something like this, be very careful. This is Hal Hudson. He pitched with the St. Louis Browns and the White Sox 1952 and 53, only in 6 games. This little card purports to be of the Puebla Parrots, the Pericos. It's card number 303. It looks old. It feels old. I have a Mexican League encyclopedia, and he didn't play there. Now, that is Hal Hudson. So another issue is, at that time, Puebla could have been in one of the other leagues. Yes, Mexico has more than one league. I have a friend who pitched 8 years with Durango, but not in the Mexican League. I think they were in the Mexican Northern League at the time. Anyways, I'm going to focus. This card is, I think, real, but I got to check it out further. I picked it up for almost nothing, but there is a seller on eBay. He uses a couple of different names. Barbacoa is one. Beware, beware, beware. He will always have Martin Dihigo. He'll have prominent Negro League players, and they're bogus. He's printing them on a laser printer. He's stealing pictures from old magazines and stuff like that. So just watch out when dealing with Mexican League Baseball. Now let's look at some real ones for sure. TCMA did a set for the Mexico Tigers 1985. This set turns up. And Juan Palafox, one thing that's really interesting about Mexican baseball is if you can play, they don't care about how old you are. That's 1985. Here he is in 2005 for the Yucatan Lions. 20 years later, he's still going. You see, it's similar to that. These are the Memo Garcia photos. These are the similar to the soccer set. So, but these have the last 4 or 5 years listed in stats. The bottom, see, totales 22 temporadas, 22 seasons at this point. So you get a lot of veterans down there. These cards show up occasionally. These 1992s are interesting. Marco Guzman of the Campeche Pirates, because they weren't really released. They were produced by an American company. They were licensed. They had everything on there. Down here we have the Mexican League license and the logo down there in blue. Everything looked, but something went wrong with the distribution. The story is they were never actually released. And, I mean, you can find them on occasion. People will have them. But they came out from, I guess, some dealers in Louisiana or Texas when you can find them. So, interesting thing, Fernando Valenzuela's in this set when he was rehabbing from his injury with the Dodgers. So, he's in there. I have about 10 of them. They're not very easy to find, but there we go. They're very nice cards if you do see them. Bimbo cakes, just like with soccer, has issued baseball. And this set is interesting because it's only 9 teams, and it's those that are more in southern Mexico. This is Cancun. And it'll have an I for infielder, O for outfielder, P for pitcher, or C for catcher. Okay, these are from 2003. Bimbo cards, and just like Bimbo as usual, they're not numbered. So it's Luis Burgos. And here we have a Mexican Hall of Famer, all-time great, Francisco Estrada. And what else is he involved with? Well, here he is managing the Campeche Pirates. He was part of the Nolan Ryan trade. He was a young catcher who'd been in the Mexican League. He was with the Mets organization. He was traded with Ryan and Leroy Stanton to the Angels for Jim Fregosi. Only got in a game or two for the Angels, went back to Mexico and stayed. Ended up catching like 26 years and managed after that forever and ever. There's Francisco Estrada, also known as Paquin, as a nickname, Paquin Estrada. Right there, Paquin. He's an all-time Hall of Famer, very influential, but that's very late in his career, managing Campeche. Here's Rick Renteria, later played with the Marlins, and managed the White Sox with the Mexico Tigers. Dave Stockstill with Union Laguna, 1992. Never made the majors, but hit like crazy down there. Here's the Cordoba Cafeteros. Roman Gonzalez, outfielder. So he says Temporada 2002. So it's like 02, 03 these were issued. Okay, they are very colorful. Really like these cards. Ex-Dodger Herman Rivera, playing here with the Monterrey Sultanes. And if I get a card of him in Japan, I would have him in 3 different countries. You'd hit 385 for Monterrey. As you know, the Mexican League is a hitter's league. Here's the Mexico Tigers. Don Munoz. Yucatan Lions. Juan Pacho. Okay. Ex-Milwaukee Brewers. Narciso Elvira with the Pirates. Campeche. Okay. Here's a Seattle Mariner, Bubba Smith, with the Monterrey Sultans. He was very popular when he was with the Mariners. Big power hitter. Here's a sign card, Matias Carrillo, an all-time great, this with the Tigers. He also played with the Marlins after a long career in Mexico. Came up, was with the Marlins, then went back to Mexico. This is after he's with the Marlins to finish his career. Former Twins shortstop Houston Jimenez. He's managing here, the M for manager on there. Managing the Oaxaca Warriors, the Guerreros. Former Dodger infielder Oscar Robles with Oaxaca. We have Gregorio Vazquez with the Olmecas. And former Dodger catcher Angel Peña with Oaxaca. And here's another one talking about age. This is Angel Moreno. You'll also find him in the 1982 Fleer set with the Angels. Here he is in 2005 with Veracruz Eagle. Not Eagles, it's Eagle, Aguila. And yeah, it says 24 years at this point and still going. He was 49 years old. Still pitching. Eloy Oranio of Veracruz. And his dad is the winningest pitcher in Mexican history, Ramon Oranio. Here he is for Veracruz. And this set had an unusual checklist. They showed you the cards. So, and shows you you're not full teams either. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11. And see 4 teams on this checklist card. So that's an unusual approach. And here we have a celebrity in the Mexico City set. The Chicken went down there, made an appearance at a Mexico Tigers game. Chacho is their Tiger mascot, has been for years. So it's Chacho y el Pollo, Chacho and the Chicken. And this, if you find this 1985 Mexico Tigers set, this card will be in there. We'll now switch gears to the last thing I want to take a look at, which is a vintage Mexican League set put out by Peñafiel Soda in 1964. It's one of my all-time favorite sets and one of my favorite finds I ever came up with. This is what they look like. The backs are reversed because you were to paste the card in the album with the top, and then you could peel the card up and read the biography. And this is famous Major Leaguer Jim Mudcat Grant's brother Julius with the Monterey Sultans. These are 1964. The patch there on the uniform says Campeones 1962. I think it's Champions 1962. So you don't, I mean, there is a guy that has a few of these. This is not focusing. A few of these on eBay. The set included the main Mexican League teams. It included some all-time Mexican League greats. Those were done with watercolor painting. And some all-time Major League greats with watercolors. But it also included the 1964 Dodgers because they were 1963 World Series champs. They went down there for a weekend during spring training in March and played some games. All the pictures are taken in the dugout for the Dodgers. Those cards are really expensive. The lot I found had no Dodgers in it. I also got the album without the cover, and no Dodgers had ever been put in the album. All the pages were completely smooth. But this is a great set. There's lots of interesting players here you don't get anywhere else. Here's a famous Negro League player and a big slugger, Al Pinkston, with Eagle, as you can see, Eagle, Aguila. And the only thing I know on him would be a minor league postcard when he was playing with Winnipeg in the mid-50s, in the very low minors. But here he is. He had a great career in Mexico. This set included logo pennants for each team. There's the Eagle of Veracruz, Aguila de Veracruz. You see it's card number 11. They're about the size of Paninis. And Sandy Alomar's brother Antonio, uncle of Rafael, Roberto and Sandy Jr. Rafael, another brother, also played in the minors and in Caribbean ball. Jose Cardinal's brother Pedro with the Puebla Parrots, the Pericos. Former Major Leaguer Harry Simpson with the Mexico Red Devils. His last Topps card was 1960. This is 4 years later. He's still going in Mexico. And here's a very young Ramon Arano. We just saw his son Eloy when he was just starting out with the Mexico Red Devils. I think he won his last game at 53 or 56 years old, something like that. He kept pitching a long, long time. At this point, future Major Leaguer Vicente Romo, of course he and his brother Enrique, who was an excellent reliever, Vicente starter and reliever in the 70s, then went back to Mexico and came back to the Dodgers in 1982. You'll find him in some 83 sets. He's an all-time great in Mexico. Here's a Hall of Famer, Arnoldo Castro, second baseman of the Tigers. These are just great cards when you can find them. There's a seller in Florida that has them. See, segunda base, second base. Who charges crazy prices for them. He usually has a few of the Dodgers, and they're not cheap. Here's the other Alomar, Rafael, with Puebla. And Ramon Arano, the winningest pitcher. Well, there's his brother, Efrain, with the Poza Rica Oilers. Gonna cooperate or not. They have an interesting uniform and logo. It's a stylized oil derrick. That just does not want to cooperate. Give it one more shot. Oh well. So you got the two Arano brothers and the nephew. George Prescott, Panamanian, was with the Athletics. Topps didn't print him. Here he is with Costa Rica. Longtime Major League outfielder Jim Rivera. In fact, this card's on eBay right now. Here he is managing Jalisco, the Charros, after his career with mainly the White Sox. Frank Barnes appears in the 1960 top set with the White Sox. Here he is with the Reynosa Broncos. And a great Negro League player, Alonso Perry. Picture with Monterey. That's my most beat up one. And our final card for this video is Mexico's all-time greatest player, bar none in my opinion, Hector Espino. I always wanted to get a card of Espino. I finally did. He's the all-time everything. Played forever, winter ball and summer. Way over 700 home runs. He only spent part of one season in Double-A with the Cardinals. But he said, I would have liked to play more in the major leagues, but they offered me like $700 a month, and his salary in the mid-60s with Monterey was $2,500 or $3,000 a month, so he said no. Anyways, there he is, 1964. I've seen one other Winter League card of him with Hermosillo. The Mexican Winter League is a whole other set of things. I don't have anything on the Winter League, but the cards do exist. So again, be careful when anything is offered like this. Know what you're doing. Talk to somebody maybe who knows. Mexican cards are fascinating. There's lots and lots of more varieties I don't have just to display, but you can find them. But it is buyer beware in Mexico, and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun researching these and finding them, but especially with the older stuff, there's a few bad sellers. Watch out for them. Another one is a guy named Francisco Ponce of Mexico Sports Collectibles. Run, don't walk if you see anything from that guy. And sorry to give bad news, but it's the truth down there. But there are a lot of fascinating cards available. The great Espino, I hope to get more of him later. As you can see, I have nothing late 60s, nothing 70s, but I'm hoping to find stuff eventually. Who knows what exists. So thanks a lot. Mexico's a lot of fun. Next time will be South America and the Caribbean. All right, bye.